on, everybody? How we doing here? Welcome to the Cfcdp YouTube channel. I just want to have a special shout out to Chelse Look Back for our new partnership. I'm going to be featuring one of his videos on every one of the CFCDP YouTube videos. So super excited. We have a nice throwback there to Man City. We have Man City coming up this weekend. Biggest game of the year thus far, Saturday. It will be at 6:30 a.m. this time, my time in America, so a little bit earlier than normal, but that's all right. We're here to review the Aston Villa Carabao Cup game, which Chelsea came away victorious after winning the shootout 4-3. What an awesome game to watch. A really lackluster first half. I just don't think that you don't have a physical presence enough up front with Ziyech and Timo to really be able to play the way that Tuchel wants to play. They're just not able to hold up the ball. And you saw when Lukaku came in how much everything changed, how he was able to retain the ball. Even if he did not have the first step on a man, he was able to retain the ball, get it back. And I really didn't see that from Timo or Ziyech, and especially Timo as a lead guy. I think at this point we know that Timo cannot be up top as a striker by himself. At the end of the day, it all sounds great and everything, but he just can't do it. It's not him. He needs to be playing in a two. And, it was nice to see right when Lukaku came on that Tuchel, he said, put up the two fingers. We're playing as a two up top. And I think it's going to be something that you're going to see from here on out. And I could see Timo actually getting a lot of playing time, maybe even against Manchester City, but it would just depend, in my opinion, about, is this something that Tuchel could do? And I could see him springing something on Pep and saying, hey, here, we're not just going to be playing throw balls up to Lukaku. We're going to have a guy running alongside him that can definitely cause some headaches. And he caused headaches against Man City in the Champions League final. I mean, he pretty much is like, he pretty much set up Kai's goal. I mean, yes, Mount's pass was fantastic, but that space is not there if Timo doesn't drag that defender off for Kai to run the middle. So there's going to be plenty of options looking towards Man City. But that was just an observation I had from the Villa game, that, Timo can't be up top, and Ziyech was underwhelming yet again. He had a couple decent scoring opportunities, but he's just physically not apt to the Premier League, in my opinion. He cannot do it. I mean, he's fantastic. He was in great form in preseason, but I think he's just like a European player. He's a European Cup player, and that's fine. That's just is what he is. But I just don't see like a real future for him, past the season with this club. One thing that it was great to see was the youth, the Cobham boys getting all playing together. Trev, RLC getting all together. Man, Ruben had that can get everyone excited. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was absolutely fantastic yesterday. That was something that we've been waiting to see for years since his injury. He looked smooth on the ball, decisive dribbling, cutting through midfields. Man, he just looked really good, and I think Tuchel walks away with that and saying, wow, we have another midfield option. And with how poor Saul has started the season for us, I like Saul. I think he's a great purchase or loan, but he has to get ready for the Premier League. He's so easily thrown off the ball, and he's not transitioning well into Tuchel's system is what I'm kind of getting at here. I wonder if that spell with Simeone where he's playing, left wing, left mid, that really threw him off. It's possible. I mean, he was in great form earlier when he was strictly a central midfielder, so it might take some time, but he just has not come good the last few games. So you have to wonder if Ruben has essentially moved himself up a little bit in the pecking order, because if he can play like that, minded it's, Villa's B and a half team, he's definitely someone that I think that deserves to come in and get minutes, especially when he's got such a physical presence. And he missed that header at the end of the game that would have won it, but that's another thing too. You have another guy on crosses that is able to knock it in. So Not saying he's going to obviously overtake Jorginho, Kovacic, or Conte moving forward, but if you look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek's performance, I think you have to be really excited about what he was able to bring to the table, and consistency and health is him. So if he can maintain health, maintain consistency, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape in terms of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And maybe he is the number 4 choice midfielder at this point. His performances would suggest so. But yeah, so we will see how that goes with Ruben moving forward. I think I'm done with Cho at right wing back. I understand why he does it. But I think when you put him in an attacking position, he's able to create a lot of opportunities. He didn't really do that much tonight, but just the mere threat of him taking defenders on, which he did several times tonight, was fantastic to see. So I think we have enough depth there at right wing back, which kind of makes me upset. It's like, we could have kept Livramento, then we could have given Cho more opportunity. Kind of not given him more opportunity, but it would have limited Cho's opportunity to play right wing back. Maybe that limits his opportunity to play at all, but, I kind of would have valued a loan to Borussia Dortmund just a little bit more. Overall, it was a pretty boring first half, just to be honest with you. It wasn't super exciting. We didn't really have too many clear-cut chances. I thought Aston Villa played really well in the first half. I think Tuchel's teams that he comes out with is, I don't know if he's doing it just to be like, man, that guy can make awesome changes at halftime, but it's kind of, his teams do not get off to great starts, but I guess it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But once Mason came on, it really seemed to transform the game a little bit. I think Mason played really well, and he came on for N'Golo, so I think, when you look at that substitution also, you could see that Conte is truly going to be that attack-minded midfielder of the two that are there. Ruben was actually really holding as a 6. So that actually makes me feel a little bit better if we're playing that 3-5-2, because, that's another opportunity to put Mason in that one of those spots. So you could put Mason and Jorginho in that midfield, Mason, Jorginho, and Kovacic in that midfield, and you probably wouldn't miss his beat. And then it's another opportunity to put Mason in a place where he's just a little bit better. He's not a left winger, in my opinion. His versatility is kind of a downfall of him, in my opinion, because he's so versatile and he can play so many positions. People are like, oh yeah, well, let's have him play left wing. Let's have him play right wing. Let's have him play alongside another striker. That'd be fine. But at the end of the day, his best position is a box-to-box 8. I think it's very clear. His work rate suggests that he's able to do that job fantastically. When he pushes the ball forward, now defenses are like, whoa, we got another guy in the midfield coming up that can score, pass, everything. Dribble, he can do everything with the ball. So I'd like to see him more in that position, and I think that substitution by Tuchel really could have suggested that he will be a part of that 3 potentially moving forward. I thought Trevoh Chalobah was fantastic. I thought he was, he's such a young player, but I feel like he's learning so much from playing with Rudiger, Christensen, Silva, that seniority aspect. He's young and he's only played a handful of games for the first team, but when you're playing with a guy when you're playing alongside Sarr, when you are the defensive stalwart, the leader back there, he really stepped in really well. He made some goal-saving tackles. That one-on-one situation, I think it was in the first half, he just outclassed the guy. And I think that's just another thing that, bodes well for us. And Trev is a guy that is, came from the academy, and he's fighting for his spot. And I think it's another reason why when you look at why we didn't sell him or why we didn't loan him, that's why. He has that mentality, that alpha mentality that Tuchel looks for when he's looking in a center back. So he was able to step in and do fine. And overall, I just think it was a good game. It was a simple game when you get to penalties. We tie and then we get to penalties, and Kepa is, he's a great penalty goalkeeper. He has a bit of that shithousery into him that Rudiger has, and it's like, wow, you don't expect that from Kepa, but for him to be able to come in a penalty shootout and do that, I mean, it's an amazing wild card to have, because he is able to. Let me think here. He is able to, like, all the stuff that he's not good at in a penalty shootout, his confidence just goes crazy high. And, he was fine today just as a goalkeeper in general. He didn't make any tremendous saves, but he was there. But he was able to step in the penalty shootout, get in the players' heads, and make saves. At the end of the day, that's it. I mean, in the first one, he's up there with El Ghazi, and he's talking to him. The refs, I thought he was going to get a card, but he's talking to him. The refs like, hey, man, you got to step back. He's, just getting in the guy's head. And I think that's, when you talk about, like, the dark arts, so to speak, of football, I mean, that's something that Kepa is really good at. So, yeah, that was great. We had all of our Lukaku. I think also, one thing that I wanted to mention, obviously we won the shootout, but Lukaku should be our penalty taker, in my opinion. There's no doubt. If you look at the way that he took that penalty, it was absolutely unbelievable to watch. He hit it so hard. He put it right where he wanted to, and he juked out the goalie before, and he waited for him. So, I mean, I know Jorginho waits for him too, but I just don't think that you can't have Lukaku be your penalty taker moving forward. It's too easy for me. It's such an easy swap, and okay, I get it. Jorginho has done it for a while and whatnot, but when you have a talisman, some guy that can score goals like that, you got to put him in. We haven't had a penalty yet since he came in, so we'll have to see what Tuchel decides and what kind of the feel of the game is, but I think it should be Lukaku. And then, Reece James also showed his class today with that penalty, sliding it right into that top corner. Only place that the goalie wouldn't be able to save it. He did it. He was great today too. He was physically dominating these guys from Aston Villa. I mean, we have a bunch of young players, and we move on in the Carabao Cup. I mean, you take a look at the last couple of years, and we're losing in shootouts, losing in weird fashions. Well, we're there. So, we got Southampton and the draw, which was a favorable draw at the Stamford Bridge, in my opinion. And we'll see. So we'll see how it goes. I'm super excited that this team is continuing to play well and continuing to pull out results. I think it shows a lot about the resilience of this group. I think I tweeted it out before, but when you look at how we got to this point last year with the Champions League winning, I think a performance like that with a group that's largely unchanged, that just says we can do anything. So even if we're down a goal, if we need a goal, if we need to hold to get a result, we're going to do it. It's just that team has such a strong bond, and that can't be overstated. I mean, you could talk tactics and all that stuff, but that bond and that constant trying to one-up your performance the next week. If you have a bad one, you're going to drop a masterclass the next week. You have some teammates that are going to pick you up from when you're down. I mean, it's huge. It's a huge mentality thing. And I think it's what winners need. It's what winners need at the end of the day. Every great team in any sport goes through downfalls before they reach the pinnacle. And when Chelsea dropped to 9th last year with Frank Lampard, that was our bottom. And you needed someone to come and finish the job. And Tuchel was the right coach for the right time because he's so tactically strong, and you have so many young guys. And when you have so many young guys, it's hard to have someone with such limited coaching experience try and teach that. You look at Tuchel's experience, and he's taught, under 9s, under 10s, 11s, 14s, whatever, all the way up. And that experience that he has was able to help our young guys get over that hump. It's very, very simple. Frank is a great player. He's I think he will come good as a manager one day. But for this team, we needed someone, a leader, a tactical leader. And I think that's what Thomas Tuchel has done. So, anyways, I'm super excited for this week. I've been super busy with school. I'm getting my master's degree, and I work 2 jobs too. So if my videos weren't coming out super fast, Don't worry. It's going to be all right. I'm going to be coming out with more. But yeah, even tonight we're going to be doing a Manchester City preview. Patrick Larson and Jared are going to be on tonight. So super excited. That'll be dropping tomorrow for you guys as well. And once again, thanks to Chelse Lookback for doing this little partnership with me. I'm super excited to have him provide content and me share it, and we can all get more subscribers together and whatnot. So yeah, as I said though, please subscribe up here, and then please subscribe or follow to my Twitter up there. I love talking Chelse. I love talking content. Please come on. I'll love to go on your show, whatever. I love Chelse. I love talking about him. So let's just have the good times roll, and let's keep going. All right, up to Chelse.